Hello and welcome back to our Parkitect Campaign Mode series. In our last episode, we completed the Biscayne Beach, which unlocked the Highway Hijinks scenario, as well as the Honey Hill scenario. But for us, we're going to take on HappyCo Harbor. HappyCo Amusement Rides Division invites you to redevelop this disused industrial harbor into a star amusement park. The company plans to use this site to showcase new attractions and developments, so be sure guests don't get to see all those old industrial structures. Invitation does not revoke contractual obligations. HappyCo waives liability on the occasion of any retinal damage caused by prolonged exposure to said structures. I don't know what that means, but that's interesting. So I guess that just means that we have to prevent people from being able to see those. But anyway, for the scenario, we have to have at least 3 coasters in your park with an excitement rating of 50 or above, have a decoration rating of at least 80%, and have at least 600 guests in your park. For the optional goals, we have to complete all non-optional goals by the end of May year 3. So we have basically 2 years. 2 years, a few months. Wow, I cannot speak for this episode. Let's go ahead and get it paused so we can try to see what we have. Is that all the land that we have available to us? Because that is interesting. Let's see if we can see what our decoration is. Oh, yeah. So, wow. All of this stuff. You can just see everything in here. So we're gonna have a lot of stuff that we need to address. For some reason this tile has a little bit of green, which is good. Rain doesn't matter. Yeah, we're not gonna have that. So, boy, it'd be nice if we could just build over here, but no, we have to build here. And in terms of buying land, you can buy a good chunk. Let's go ahead and see what rides we have. So we got the carousel, the car ride, an observation tower. Yes, we will not be doing this because that will literally see everything. So that would only hurt our decoration. We got the Enterprise, go-karts, Gravitron, launch drop tower, and the twister. So we have plenty of stuff to satisfy the need of high intensity guests, which is very good. And then our coasters, we have steel coaster, wood coaster, pretty mediocre, a mini monorail, which isn't going to do much, and the log flume. So we have $20,000 to start. We do have some loans that we can take. We are certainly... Ooh. I don't know if I just had a frame jump there, so I'm sorry if you had a random jump. But, honestly, I think we can manage this pretty well. I think we'll go ahead. We're going to get a lot of the stuff out of here, because this is just all horrible things. We'll figure this out later, because it's just all a waste. We can also just go ahead and just do this. We'll leave a little bit. We'll leave that. That's fine. And we'll get this too. So, we have quite a bit of land. We need to get 3 roller coasters with a rating of above 50. So we're going to get more coasters. We'll do $100, so that's fine. Because we have a steel and a wooden coaster, which I should be able to accomplish with what I need to. And yeah, I think it's I think that should be good. What we'll do is we'll probably do like this out and back coaster. We'll have a station here for a wooden coaster. And then what we'll use is we'll try and use the wooden coaster to block view from this stuff here. So hopefully that will work. Probably not, but we're going to give it a go. And we'll see where we get. $20,000 is quite a bit of money for what we need to do. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. So let's jump into the time lapse. I'll see you there. Alright, so here we go. You can probably see that it looks like we had to redo a little bit of it. And that is because I made a stupid mistake. And I had to stop the game for the night. And I forgot to save my progress. So here we go. We didn't go all that far. We did build a coaster, but you know, it is what it is. So here we are doing our second attempt at it. Pretty much the same layout that we had as the first one. And the whole idea here is we're going to build an indoor park. And that is to make sure that our scenery decoration is going to be the same for everything here. And the easiest way to do that is to create blueprints and just make sure that everything, try and copy and paste things so we can just go ahead and create walls and just kind of throw it up there. It's just going to be a big warehouse. It's not going to be anything super fancy. We're probably going to do a lot of glass roofs on the top because we need to be able to see in to our park to make our changes and edits and all that stuff. But so that's kind of what we're working on here. You can see we do have the custom shops in there. We make the whole thing concrete as well. Since it's going to be indoors, there's not really going to be plants. There's going to be like some artificial plants, which we do a lot of those. I think we're going to do a lot of those, and I think it'll look all right. At this point, we're just going to go ahead and try and get all of our staff stuff set up so we can make sure to have a place for them that will be hidden from all of the guests so we aren't adversely impacting our guest view. And you can also see that we switched the customizable stalls to the in-game stalls because those, you know, in an indoor park you tend to see these small little snack shops like this. The balloon shops, the pizza with the very big pizza slice on the top of it. So we definitely go ahead and get those in there. We also go ahead and we focus on getting borders in here. So you'll see me a lot in this taking pieces that I've already built and just creating little blueprints so I can easily duplicate them, which will end up saving me time in the long run. And you know, it works out pretty good. We go ahead and get some doors in there, and then the flat rides are definitely going to be a big part of this scenario. So we go ahead, we get the carousel in there. Now we're trying to figure out how we're going to add some color in the inside for people to want to be here. We go ahead and make these little planters with these big blobby trees and whatnot, and they all kind of have the same general idea. And you know, I think they're nice. They add a little bit of color. These trees, you know, these could survive in here, especially if there's going to be glass roofs. And then we focus on getting the rest of our flat rides in here before we start building our coaster. So, we're looking pretty good here. So far, we do make a duplicate of some of the planners. We change some of the colors a little bit. We get our Enterprise and get some get the Q to be a more reasonable color that kind of matches it. And for whatever reason, this is the only flat ride that we put fencing around to start, which is kind of weird. We only have the 3, but for whatever reason, that was the one I chose to do. So that's what it is. And then at this point, we go for this wooden coaster. And this is maybe one of my favorite wooden coasters that I have ever built in a game. And, I think it just is perfect for this type of scenario. Kind of has a little bit of like a White Lightning from Fun Spot in Orlando, Florida. But not a lot, because it certainly doesn't have all of the elements and whatnot. It is just a short out and back, but it is just perfect for what we needed, and it runs smooth. It is efficient. It can have a great capacity, and I think the colors on it, the white, I think I keep it white. Maybe I don't remember. But yeah, it just looks great. This is actually not the final resting spot for it, though. We do actually save this as a blueprint and move it back a little bit to be a little bit more snug up against the wall. And that it just gives us a little bit more room, and we need all the room that we can get. So then at this point, we realize, okay, we need some more higher walls, so we go ahead and do that. We also top off quite a bit of our front area here, just to kind of give a little bit of variation, and everything looks good. We do get a little bit darker color here, and we are looking great. So now you can see this is where we go ahead and delete everything, and now we copy it, put it back in, and basically just duplicate the same type of entrance that we have. The last thing that I believe we work on, we just had a little seating area for our guests once they get some food, and there's really no cover in this part because, again, it's supposed to be indoor and wouldn't do anything for the game itself, and that's going to do it for the time lapse. Alright, so we got a nice wooden coaster over here. That is looking good. We got our carousel, scrambler or twister, whatever it's called, the Enterprise, all set up. We got some nice little planners and whatnot here, but we have to go ahead and get this stuff open. So at 18.9, we are going to get, let's see, on the calculator, you take the excitement value, so 18.9, multiply that by 0.15, that's going to give us 2.83, and then I usually round down to the lowest 10, and we are good to open. I also like to switch this to a minimum waiting of 5 seconds and a wait for full load to get the most out of it. The twister will do the same thing, so 27.3 times 0.15, and we're going to get 4.09, so that one will round to $4. Go ahead and get that open, and the same thing, we will put that at 5, which it already is, and at a full. Now, one thing I didn't think about for this, we're going to just go ahead and delete this quick, and come back in here. I don't know. Oh, I don't have enough money. Good stuff. Good job, Matt. Let's go ahead and we'll just take a short $6,000 loan, and I did the same thing, the exact same thing. What we need is, we need it to be easier for people to get on. So we'll throw it like this. There we go. Now we're looking better here. Let's go ahead and get that testing. I don't think it's going to be 38. I think we're going to get over 40. So we'll go ahead and let that test for a second. We do need to, I think this was the one that I chose. Yes. So that's looking good all the way around. This can also go to 5 seconds and full. So we're looking good there. And our coaster, while we're waiting for that to test, this is at a 59.4, which is great. So we can charge 8.9 for this. We'll go ahead and put that there now. What we want is this, we're going to do 25, we'll leave it at 30, and then we'll go for full load. So the most of the wait is 30 seconds, so that should be fine. And we should be good to go here. This should be just finishing up here. And I think we're gonna finish up here. And it's like 41.3, there we go, that's what we wanted. And multiply that by 0.15, so 6.1. Go ahead, we already got that set up. Oh, sorry about that little interruption there. That may happen a little bit. Pizza looks good. Pizza looks like we already did that. And the balloons, I can't seem to get. We're going to go ahead and $2. $2. This is going to be the red section. So that is good there. And actually, maybe pizza didn't. Maybe I didn't get the pizza. Let's go ahead and just put this at $4. That is fine. So now we have our nice wooden coaster all the way set up. We got our attractions open. We got $5,400 left. And I believe we may see a lot of external factors come to play in this scenario. So we're going to go ahead and try and build our coasters as quickly as possible. And we're getting a floorless coaster, which I can do this. And, oh, by the way, this is actually the second time that I'm going through this. The first time, I did not realize how many external things were going to hit me at the end, and we were short by about 100 guests because I couldn't gain guests for the last 4 months of the objective. So, let's go ahead and jump into the time lapse, and I'll see you in a minute. Alright, so what you just heard was my newborn. And that is kind of why all the videos have been so slow as of late. I love her dearly, and she's actually allowing me to be able to do this every now and then, but I apologize for if you hear any of that. I'm going to try and limit it where I can, but I'm sure she's going to make an appearance here and there. But anyway, back to the build. At this point, we go ahead, we get our steel coaster in here, kind of like I think it's a Skyrocket 2 model, with the launch, the barrel roll with like a big loop, and another barrel roll type thing, and then a half loop. So I thought this might be exciting enough, but it was not. Wasn't. I just needed to be a little bit more. So we go ahead and we say, you know what? Let's go ahead and just make this fully flat, or inverted all the way across, no barrel roll on the second portion, and that wasn't good enough either. So then we add in a little extra loop. We do this crazy looking thing here that is super unrealistic. You can never do this, especially with this type of train. And then it goes into a half loop for another loop and back to the station. So we just barely get the 50 on that, but it's perfect because it's small and condensed. And then at this point we say, you know what, we need to start getting more attractions so we can draw more people in. We start putting or duplicating more of our planners with little fountains, and it just kind of starts to add a little bit of color, which is nice because we need that a lot. We also say, you know what, we need to put our benches in because people are starting to get tired. We need to get our bins because people are going to start to litter. And then for whatever reason, we put in lights as well, which makes it look pretty nice. As it kind of balances out the whole area. So, and then at this point, we need to find a way to add another area for people to get food. We don't want everyone to congregate right at the entrance of the park, because that's going to prompt people to leave when they walk up to it. So let's find a way to get them away. And we just put in so many freaking stalls. We get in a first aid, we get another restroom, we get an ATM, we get our depot. We also add a staff building so they have a place to rest. And then all we have to do is just kind of cover it up with a small little building, which you would see in an indoor place like this. So we go ahead, we get that. We do pause it a little bit, just because I didn't want to speed the game up too fast. We get the roof on it, nothing too crazy. Everything's looking good so far. We add in another seating area for our guests, because they're going to need that once they get their food. And yeah, everything's looking pretty good so far. We start getting our railings in for all of our flat rides, which will inherently allow us to charge more for each of those, which is good. And you know, we just kind of keep with the colors that they have on there. Some of them we changed a little bit, but nothing too crazy. And yeah, everything is looking good. I think at this point we've gone and finishing up the base for the wooden coaster. Nothing too fancy here. Again, no roof, because the idea is it's going to be an indoor park, so there's no need for it. We just go ahead and add in some what would be potentially fake trees. We go ahead and I think we also add a fence around it just for safety, which we do that all the way around here to keep people out of the area by the coaster, which would be extreme danger. And yeah, just finishing up this fencing. Really nothing all that exciting in here. More base work for the steel coaster, and we do have to make some modifications to that, I think, in a little bit. Maybe it's a little later in the next time lapse, but yeah, everything is really starting to just kind of fall into place. We really focus on adding in little things for our guests to see, and just to kind of add a little bit of color. Oh, and then we add in our go-karts. This is a very, very boring track. Nothing too fancy here, but you know, I thought it would just be something that would be nice to have in there. You wouldn't really have an extravagant track inside here. I don't even... The likelihood of having a go-kart track in an indoor theme park, I guess it's possible, but you usually see those in their own separate type of warehouse and their electric carts and all that stuff. You wouldn't have that here. We do go ahead and we update our entrance fee a little bit, just to try and get a little bit more money coming in. And oh yeah, now we go to, you know, I had this weird little area over here, and I was like, you know what? I think we can manage to get a swinging ship here. So we do. We get it, and it fits in like very snug we go ahead and get the colors all set up, get the queue set up, and get our fencing in, and all is good. It starts to draw in more and more people, and we're going to finish a time lapse here. Alright, welcome back. We are far along in this episode after this this major time lapse. And you know, we're looking pretty good. We got 450 people in. We're only in year 2, April. We have a few things we need to work on here, and one of them seems to be our zones for our staff. So we'll go ahead and do that live here quick, and it should be fairly simple. I'm just going to go ahead and throw this guy here, and we'll also give him this little bit. It is nice to just have a square, so I don't have much to worry about. And all that should be good. It's actually pretty large. It's fine. It's fine. And then we will get this part to be a zone as well. We'll only have 2 zones for this park. And that should cover everything for different people. So we'll get another janitor. That way we can have at least one free roaming, and the others can be set to theirs. Same with the haulers. Actually, you know what, we're not gonna have a hauler free roam because that can cause some problems sometimes. So let's go ahead. We got 2 zone 2, 2 zone 1. We probably need another mechanic. This can be, actually we'll get 3. We can have one of those free roam. Our security guards, we will hire 2 more of these guys just to be safe, and we will have them focus on specific zones, and we don't have any entertainers, so we'll go ahead and just throw in him, and get a shark in here too. Why not? Get him in zone 2. And we are all set. So, good news, we are able to pay off our Curry State Bank loan, which is going to free up another loan for us to take. And as you saw, well, you actually probably didn't see, I turned off the recording for a second, but the inverted double swing, we unlock that, so we're going to put that right in here, and then we are going to find a way to get a very condensed floorless coaster in over here. I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's going to be extremely condensed, it's going to be very small, and then hopefully that will put us over the 600 guest mark. We do have a popular vlogger that made a video about the carousel, all the rides, why the carousel. So anyway, after that, we will probably tidy up some of these areas here, probably get some trees and stuff, maybe I don't think we're going to do any more shops, we have enough shops, but oh man, keep getting some hitching, so I don't know what's going on there, but we'll go ahead and get those going, and I do want to try and get the roof on here, that way this whole thing can continue, everything can continue to operate when it storms and whatnot. Also got this very boring go-kart track that no one is riding, which is very interesting. They're not paying that much, and that's awesome. I don't, maybe $1? I don't even know what would this calculate out to. $1.06. So yeah, $1 should be fine for what we're looking at. But the good news is this coaster is doing fantastic work for us. And we're still looking pretty good. 450, we're 150 guests away from our goal. We only need one more coaster. We already got the decoration, which is great. So we're looking pretty good here. So let's go ahead and we'll jump back into a time lapse. We'll get the double inverted swinging ship put in over here, get that open, and then jump straight into our floorless coaster. So I'll see you there. So like I said, we go ahead and we focus on getting our swinging ship in here. Immediately notice that it's going to go outside the building, so we go ahead and reorient that a little bit differently, and it just kind of fits in there just fine. And then we go for our floorless coaster, which I was really unsure how this was going to work. For whatever reason, I had the idea I didn't want to go directly up against the wall there, and it was a great thing that I didn't, because it allowed me a little extra space to swoop around the back side there where I needed to. And we try so many different things here to try and loop this around. It is a very small, compact coaster, but it packs a punch. I mean, somehow we managed to get 2 inversions in here. We do have to take a tunnel, which I wish I would have been able to avoid, but I did not think I would be able to. And then after that, it comes right back into the station. So short, sweet, right to the point, very exciting for our guests, and I can't be happier with the way it's turned out. We get 5 cars on it, so 20 people per train is pretty good for a coaster that small. And people certainly do love it. They come in quite a bit to ride it, and that's really the ride that's going to put us over the top here. And then at this point, it's just detailing. We go ahead, we make sure we get the tall chain link fence around the areas that would be near the coaster. We get the base on for the coaster. Again, no roof on it because there's no need. We focus on this little awkward area here because it's not big enough for any rides, but we go ahead and just add in some more of our brick seating area. We do add some grass in here, so this would be grass that's put in there. There'd have to be some type of sprinkler system or something like that. It also kind of hides that building, which is good because we don't want a whole bunch of people to see that building. We added some more brick area over here. And then we decide, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's just put grass in this whole thing. It'll kind of be like an infield for the go-kart track, which I think would look pretty good. And I think it turns out pretty nice. It is a little weird because it's in an indoor theme park. But we add our rocks and whatnot in, and I think it fits in. I think it's not something that's unrealistic. I think we could see something like that. Certainly some of the bushes may be fake and it would just be there for theming purposes, but it works. It works for the park that we have here. At this point, we go ahead and we set up some marketing campaigns. We just did 3 different ones for the 3 coasters. We did, I think, a television one for the floorless coaster, or the wooden coaster. We did one of the middle tiers, it might have been radio for the floorless coaster, and then flyers for the steel coaster, all 6 months, and it just worked out perfectly. And then from there, it was just put on the roof, and it's certainly not that pretty of a roof. I was just trying to get this through. I just wanted to be like, you know what? Let's get it on there so we can say that we did it. I was feeling comfortable that I was going to make the objective, even with a lot of the negative things. And you can see right there, we just got to the point where it's saying, oh, just hold it for a couple more weeks and you are good to go. So we are frantically trying to get everything so it doesn't peek up through the roof and kill people. And I've come to the point where I was like, no, I'm not going to make it, so we go ahead and pause it. I was doing everything in my power to try and get to the point where we would be able to see this on our own and be able to be in game for the completion, but we never get to that point. Unfortunately, it did not finish itself. Or I had to run the game a little bit to get a little more money and to be able to finish up here. And yeah, we go ahead and I think it just barely finishes, but we do have to make a few adjustments here at the end, because the Floorless coaster, I still think there might be a little bit that they sneak out at the top, but I wasn't about to go back and change it. I was ready to get done with this scenario and move on. So that is pretty much going to do it for this time lapse. We have a little bit as we tidy up a few more pieces, but I will see you in the closure part of the video. Alright, so that long time lapse is going to finish it up here. I didn't see, I was trying to slow down the possibility of completing it during the time lapse, but in order to finish the roof and everything, I had to do it. So here we are. But we got the roof on. It is just a big warehouse. This looks a little awkward, but you know, it is what it is. And again, this would not typically look like this. It wouldn't all be glass. You'd usually have this type of panel that goes around the outside of these things, but you just can't see enough. So, of course, we added in glass all the way through. And, yeah, didn't have any trouble this time around. Completed it before the end of December year 2. We got this cool, compact, floorless coaster. That the only thing I wish I could have done is found a way to have this not go underground here. Other than that, the ride itself, pretty gosh darn good. The ratings on it are pretty amazing. In fact, if I can remember how to get there, because I can't just click on it now because I have all this stuff in there. Steel coaster, Burden Double Swing, Gravitron, Go-Karts, Floorless coaster. There we go. It's at 80.6, which was actually significantly more than what it was. All the decoration is amazing, so that is great, and that's all because of the roof and whatnot. But we got this nice little curved lift hill, and then it turns and goes up more. Kind of floats for a little bit, but you know, we would figure that out with we're gonna have supports through the walls and all that kind of stuff. It's got this nice Immelman drop, which is pretty interesting, into an overbank turn, and it just continuously puts out more and more excitement. You got a nice little barrel roll here into this crazy dive that I had to keep angled like that to make it so it would fit underneath the double swinging inverted ride. We also got this really crazy launch steel coaster that I wasn't going to have it be this unrealistic, but the only way to get the excitement up was to make it a little unrealistic. So it's got this nice little launch, comes out, nothing too crazy, the reverse barrel roll, a small inverted loop there, up, and then you got this really unrealistic, like, fully upside down section before it comes back down and goes through another inverted loop into the station. So that's really nice. We also added in this pirate ship, which I had to really readjust the station here for our steel coaster, but that also turned out quite nice. We went ahead and added in scenery or grass and that for the go-karts, just to kind of break up that gray look that we had. Ooh, we can't turn that way because of the sun. And yeah, probably my favorite part of this entire park, this wooden coaster. It is super realistic, and we're not going to be able to turn to see it. But we've got a nice lift hill. It's a small little wooden coaster. We got. See, this is kind of what a normal building would be. I forgot that I did this. And then we got a nice little curve drop. Got some airtime hills into a helix at the end. That will just swoop around another airtime hill before coming into another helix. We could have put a transfer track here, but we didn't take the time to do that. We ran out of money when we did look at doing it. And then just a whole bunch of flat rides. Flat rides are important for this scenario. You don't have a lot of space. We got the in-game stalls, because that would be what you would see in a place like that. Nothing like it, you're not going to see big buildings for your restaurants or whatnot. You're just going to see these little stalls scattered around here. We got our inside, our middle of the park staff room and everything. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We do have the tower here. That again, I'm not a fan of the way this looks, but you know, it does the job for what it needs to do. And you know, the park is flourishing. It looks interesting from the outside. It's just a fully indoor park. I never thought I'd build something like this. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way it looks. And you know, I'm curious to see what we got at nighttime here. And honestly, it's not that bad at night. You definitely could use some lights around the go-karts, but that's fine. Maybe some lights around some of the coasters, but that's alright too. So anyway, that's going to do it. So we did complete our goals. And you can see we still have Crash and Nearby Theme Park. We got a lot of those, and we just marketed our way right through those. We have at least 3 coasters in your park with an excitement rating of 50 or above. We definitely have that with the 3 coasters that we do. The decoration rating, because I built a building around, technically all this outside scenery doesn't matter. So that's great. And 600 guests in the park is at 600. That's actually going down from what I did have it at. And then complete all non-optional goals by the end of May year 3. We're still in January year 3, so we are good with all of that. So, let's go ahead. I do need to see if I can get. This is a weird. That's a weird looking building. Let's see. Maybe we can swing this around here and just kind of hide a little bit of that building there. But let's see if we can get a nice little screenshot in. And yeah, I think that should be good. So let's go ahead and see what we've unlocked in the main menu. Oh, we got the harbor, whatever this is, the crane, which is pretty nice. We got our double gold. Oh, that spawned a whole ship in the rest of the harbor, which is great. And didn't really leave too much else. I don't think either of these came first. So technically, both are equal in ways, but this one technically has 2. So maybe we need to do this one first. Do some honey hills. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I'm feeling in the next one. The good news is, the next one we're gonna have a brand new PC to be working on. So hopefully this progress continues, and I don't need to restart. But we'll see where we're at. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this episode. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like. If you saw something I could have done better, make sure you leave it in the comment section. If you want to find some more awesome Parkitect content, make sure you subscribe to my channel, Mostly Average Matt. We have videos coming out eventually at the moment. I have a new little one that just arrived, so that's eaten up a lot of my time, but I have been able to find a little bit of time to get a video here and there. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Later!